So welcome. I'm Marián Varga, and my focus, I'm a software developer, but my focus is on connecting, and that has two meanings. I do a lot of API design and integrations. That's what I like the most about the software development. And at the same time, I like to connect groups of people, especially those that really write code with those that are also involved in software development, but they don't write code. And I think that's also very important that these two kinds of people work together. And in my talk, I want to show you my journey from this passion that I have to the current situation, which is that I am writing a book. It's planned to be released beginning of June, so there's still some things to be finished. And it's already available on Amazon for pre-order. And how did this happen? As I said, I'm a software engineer. I have quite a lot of experience. And at some point, I realized that I find it hard to grow because I am already a senior. Then I went I've always been a little bit lazy, so I started as a regular employee. Then at some point I tried to do contracting, and I like it because it brings a lot of flexibility, etc. But still, I understood that there's something more that I need to do, not just improve my technical skills and maybe collect more and more different projects that I have experience with. One thing that I tried was that I found a mentor, a career mentor, and so I joined a mentoring group, and I learned many very useful things. One of those things, or one of the first things, was that I should focus, that I should specialize, because for freelancer, or for not just for freelancer, but basically for anyone who tries to be more autonomous and more advanced in their career, it's very beneficial to know, to have a niche or to have a specialty where you're good at. And that was very difficult for me, but then after some iterations, I came to that thing that I presented already, that I really like, and I think I'm good at connecting and integrating. And at the same time, thanks to this mentoring group, I also got some contacts, and I learned about the opportunity that a publishing company, Fact, was planning to release a book about RESTful web services implemented with Java. And that's suddenly clicked in me, because that's very close to actually what I like to do. I like to do integrations. REST is probably the most popular style of APIs remote APIs to connect systems, software systems. And at the same time, Java has always been my preferred implementation platform. So I said to myself, okay, this is an opportunity that I shouldn't miss, so let's do it. And I must say, I wasn't the only one. We are multiple co-authors for this book, which is very good because it is good and bad, of course, like everything. It's good because I learned, and that's one lesson learned, that writing a book always takes more time and effort than you think, and it takes it's dragging a long time, and being multiple authors was beneficial in that we could split the work. So we basically planned some skeleton of the book with some chapters, and we split by chapters. It's not exact, but more or less. And of course, the disadvantage, like in every teamwork, is that you need to coordinate. Sometimes you need to wait for somebody, or somebody is waiting for you to finish something. So, yeah, of course, it has downsides.
Sorry. Hurry up.
Pizza will be there, yeah. Okay, and so focus. I mentioned focus, which is very important for your career, and especially if you're a contractor or a freelancer, to get visibility, because if you want to be visible, you need to define yourself somehow. You have to position yourself so that people remember you and know that they want to find you. And another thing is, the visibility itself. So like you should be everywhere you can be, so that people, when they need you, they can find you. And so for promotion, you can use many different channels, and book can be one of them. As I said, it's quite an investment, because it takes some time, and it's also hard because it's static content. So once the book is released, you cannot just update it every week. But it's something that's it's also something that's quite unique. Not many people write books, so that's the advantage of it. And
yeah. Thank you so much. Sorry.
And actually, as with other content, there's a possibility to reuse a lot of it. So what I'm doing is basically, before I decided to start writing a book, I started sharing what I know, and using some different channels. I started doing some talks at some meetups and also conferences. I also started a blog, and with the book, I also created this web page, landing page, that you can see actually here. So, and in this landing page, I have a form for people to register, and if they register, they can get some benefits. So even before the book is published, I use this to get some leads, to get into contact with people who are interested in the particular area, and in return, they can get some free samples, some free excerpts from the book, early, some drafts. So basically I have a mailing list where I give people information about the status of this project, and also there's always some extra content that cannot be in the book, because of course you have to set some scope, and but there is a lot of related content that I work with, and that might be interested for readers of the book, or in general people around that. So this is, I'm planning to make this as a base for some kind of a community. Maybe later I will create some kind of a chat, or I haven't thought it out to the end, but basically trying to get together like-minded people interested in that area, and I hope it will be much more dynamic after the book is published. So that's one thing. And when I mentioned this landing page, I did something similar even before, because as I said, I started doing some talks, and again, when I prepare a talk, I usually collect a lot of resources, and of course in the talk you have a limited time, and you need to make it understandable for people, so you have to choose which things you will present and which not. But I thought, okay, I don't want to throw all the stuff away that I've gone through and that I've researched. So what I did is, when I was doing a talk for Java developers who for some reason don't want to learn Kotlin or don't want to use Kotlin, I created, I collected all these extra stuff that was too detailed or too big, or some external links to something that I call free ebook. And when I did the talk, I presented a QR code again to a landing page where they can then reach, they can get this ebook to get more detailed information on that topic. And again, that's kind of a source of networking and leads for me. What more? Yeah, okay, I mentioned that we are multiple authors. And another interesting thing is maybe to mention is that also when you're writing a book, you can either self-publish or you can go via a publisher. In my case, I chose to go with a publisher because, as I said, I'm a lazy person, so I didn't want to think about how to distribute and promote and whatever the book. And if you do it this way, there are some people from the publishing company in different roles that you need to communicate with. And I would again could make an analogy to software development. That's what I know, and maybe if you are, how many of you are doing software development? Okay, so quite a large portion. So I would say writing a book is not very with the publishing company is not very different from software development project, because You have people like project managers, you have reviewers, so when you write some part of it, there are people who will check it, and yeah, there are like multiple steps in the process, because first they check the language, if it's understandable, if it's consistent, if it's formatted well, and then there are technical reviewers who, for example, if you have accompanying code, they try it, if it runs for them, if it works, and then of course there are people like marketing people who force you to write a very nice biography of yourself, and maybe get some influencers who could provide good reviews of your book or whatever. So it's a teamwork, and maybe that's enough from me for a monologue. And I wanted to do this as a ask me anything question. So you're free to ask anything.
So, how many clients you got with this?
None so far. As I said, currently it's still in the stage that I'm trying to get leads and build some network. And yeah, I'm similar to Aaron in that I'm a fake freelancer. I'm pretty stable with my current customer, but yeah, I understand that I need to be prepared for future. So yeah, I didn't mention the time frame. Maybe for me, this whole process from starting the idea and creating this framework of chapters till being almost finished, it took about a year. So yeah, the book is still not finished, so yeah, I cannot break new clients because of this.
How do you get in contact with the publisher? Did they contact you to make the team, or how was the organization?
Yeah, as I said, it was thanks to the networking that I got on the mentoring group. Basically, the mentor that I had, he published a book before with this same publishing company, and he also told us that it's quite typical that once you publish a book with a publisher and it's successful, or basically it's published really, then they tend to contact you again if you want to write another one, or if you know some people who would like to write a book. Yeah. Another way how you can get involved is to be a reviewer of a book, and you can be mentioned somewhere. That's also, or you can write a foreword if you are already like a celebrity. If you are a known person, then you might be also wanted as somebody who basically does nothing, just writes one page forward for a book, and you are printed on the book as the one who wrote the forward. So yeah, there are different ways. Yeah, but again, you can. I think it's also possible to go directly to the publisher and ask about it, but you would need to probably somehow prove to them that you have the competence to write something. So it's maybe it would be similar to if you want to be accepted as a speaker in a conference, you would say, okay, I'm doing this, I have this experience, and this is the idea for the book. or you can go the self-publishing way. So you just write a book, and nobody can stop you, of course.
Nobody can read.
So you said that you basically have this form here where everybody can register afterwards, or during the process, just to put specific insights to and additional information you have to do for your book. What kind of newsletter service are you using? Or
basically, I think about what I've done during the past week, and if there was something interesting that could be generalized, so not to like cite concrete code or concrete problems of the customer, but something more generic. And so that's one kind that I basically write about some problem that I solved that week or previous weeks, and I usually write. That's something also that I used to publish as a blog, and I can write, maybe put also some code on GitHub to demonstrate it. So that's one kind, and another kind is, as I said, to basically give people updates about how the book writing is progressing. I sometimes I didn't mention actually at the very start. Actually, I was thinking, okay, we need to prepare this skeleton of chapters. And of course, it's a little bit risky because you may do it wrongly, and then the whole book is basically influenced by it. So I decided to reach out to my existing network and I told people, if I'm going to write this book, can you give me some ideas what you think would be useful in such a book? And everybody who sends me an idea can get the free book when it's finished. So that was helpful for me to basically target the book to make it useful, and also to make people more involved. And this story continues. Because in these updates, I share some sections of the book, and it's not many, but there are some people from this community that I have that are so active that they actually reply to this, and they say, okay, but you wrote that, I don't know, Java virtual threads are great, but I know about these cases where they actually can backfire, and actually in some ways, in some cases, actually it was very useful that that I could improve the book, that I could add some notes to explain something better, and again it increases the engagement of the people, and that's why as I said, I would like to at some point to transition this to some community or.
Interesting. So, but what kind of mail service are you using? Like, are you using MailChimp or SendGrid, or are you writing out these emails like yourself by hand, or have you written yourself something yourself?
I first try a service called Zagomail.
Zagomail, okay.
Yeah, but actually I wasn't very satisfied with it. And I even tried to contact their support, but they didn't react. And so then I just it's a sunk cost for me currently. And I am a coder. I like to sometimes do things for myself. So I wanted to have it. I told to myself, okay, for now I don't have such a large scale that I couldn't manage it. So I better want to have it under my control. So I'm just using the mail merge. So I use Thunderbird mail client, and it's quite really easy. I just have an Excel sheet with addresses and mail and names, and so far it's worked quite satisfactory. Maybe in the future I will move to something, some cloud, but for now it works. Yes.
How many hours have you invested in the whole book project?
Well, it's very it's changing. I would say the most intensive time was when, as I said, we were multiple authors and we split the chapters. So there were a few chapters that I was the owner or the main responsible of. And when I had to submit these chapters, I really had to work maybe, one chapter took me maybe about 2 or 3 weeks, where I wrote maybe 10 to 12 hours a week. Yeah, but it's very rough because something was prepared in advance, and then there's this review process. So sometimes I also reviewed stuff that the other authors wrote, or I had to update after the feedback that I got to what I wrote. That was sometimes also quite intensive, but not so long. So it was like maybe 2-3 days to do something, and maybe, I don't know, 3 hours per day. And outside of these intense periods, it's not so bad. I think I used to do something extra out of just the paid work, either way. So now I spend maybe, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours per week to prepare these newsletters that I send, or maybe then converting them also to blogs and promoting them on social media and things like that, but it's not as intensive now.
Thank you.
Yes.
What is the most challenging area of this publishing?
Most challenging area of the publishing?
Yeah, the most challenging side of publishing the book at all.
It's hard to tell which is the most challenging, but for me, as I said, one hard thing is really to choose what to put in the book and what to leave out. Because of course, especially if you're writing about something that you have a lot of experience with, then you could combine many things, but it would be unreadable, and there wouldn't be any system to it. So in my case, it was easier in that way that I had at least some maintenance given by the publisher that they wanted to have a book about RESTful web services and with Java. At the other hand, I changed it a little bit because originally they wanted to use Quarkus as the implementation framework, but with none of the authors that we are has like extensive experience with Quarkus, and the framework that we are much more experienced with is Spring Boot. So we decided to use Spring Boot to demonstrate the concepts, but at the same time we are really trying to concentrate on the concepts and not so much on the implementation. And that's the other hard part, how to not waste the effort that you put in the book, because of course once it's finished, maybe a week later it's already outdated, because especially in the software industry everything is changing very quickly. So that was my strategy, and also the co-authors' strategy that we should concentrate on things like standards and maybe some general principles that don't change so quickly, and use the concrete versions of implementation technology, really treat them as a demonstration, but not as the critical part of the book. So maybe these were our challenges.
So, do you propose your services in the book?
Sorry?
Do you propose your services in the book?
My what?
Your services.
Your services.
Yeah.
No. It's really a book that gives the readers understanding of some concepts, a little bit of the implementation framework, but basically it's almost like a textbook. I think even actually the back publishing is quite present in India, and I think many of their books are used in universities in India, or by developers who need to gain some knowledge and skills. So it is quite generic. It's not related to my business. It's more like really promoting me as the personal brand.
Sorry? A couple questions in the back, I see.
How did you manage to express your thoughts into text, and how did you control it to look it good, not in technical way, I mean in a grammar way, literal way of language?
Well, now we have a lot of AI. I'm not I'm quite a skeptic when it comes to AI, but I think for really working with language is quite a good application of AI nowadays, because for example, English is not my first language, and I think I'm pretty well. I can write English pretty well, but at some parts, expressing some complex ideas was not easy. So I just took a machine translator. I wrote it in my mother tongue and let it translate it, and then I groomed the output so that again it made sense to me. So that's one thing. And of course, then if you're using the publisher, then there's this review process. So I think they are quite in that aspect, they are quite good, that they really publish a lot of books. So they give you some guidelines. Also things like every chapter should start with some introductory paragraph that like describes what the chapter will be about, and at the end you should have some conclusion, and also between the sections, when you're ending a section, you should somehow transition to the following section so that it's like that there's some good flow to the text. So in that respect, it's quite good to have a publisher.
Thank you.
I guess we have time for maybe one more question.
In short, are you using Word for this? Or LaTeX or something? Just curious. Just
Yeah.
I know.
For my private drafts, when I really was starting out, I used Google Docs because it's I like it and it's available. You can switch from one device to another device. But the publisher, they use SharePoint and the Office 365, which is also pretty good. I don't like it as much, but still, you have a lot of functionality in there. You can put comments and you can track changes and so on. So
Word basically.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think my laptop is out of power.